Welcome to our deep dive into the psychology of high-stakes technical communication.
Yeah, it's a really fascinating topic.
It is. We've got a great set of technical discussion notes today, and our mission is basically to look at 5 common phrases, but not just to define what they mean.
Right, we want to decode the strategic logic behind them.
Exactly. Because stepping into an engineering meeting, well, it often feels like you're speaking 2 entirely different languages.
Oh, absolutely.
You have the unforgiving language of technical specs on one side, and then, like, the entirely human language of boardroom persuasion on the other.
And honestly, that translation is the hardest part of the job. I mean, you can be entirely right about the physics, but if you sound like a textbook, you just lose the room.
You really do.
So let's look at how the notes handle the phrase in a nutshell.
Oh, right. I like to think of this one as it's like compressing a massive data file into a tiny zip folder.
That is exactly it, shrinking the universe into a walnut shell. Say you're pitching a new gear design. You could show them all the mechanical engineering formulas. Or you could just say, well, in a nutshell, this reduces noise by 20%.
Yeah, and the power there isn't just the brevity of it, it's a psychological cue.
How so?
Well, by using that specific phrase, you immediately lower the listener's defenses. It signals that you respect their time and that the heavy technical jargon is being put away for a second.
Right, yeah. You're shifting their brain from processing complex data to evaluating a business result.
But what happens when you condense that complex data and then realize the rules around it aren't clearly defined?
That happens a lot. And the notes actually use the example of intellectual property rights for AI-generated code.
Which is a massive mess right now.
Right. It is famously a gray area, which is just a space lacking clear rules or definitions.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting for me. Let me push back on that a bit.
Sure, go ahead.
If I'm standing in front of my stakeholders and I tell them the AI legalities are a gray area, aren't I just admitting that I don't know what I'm doing? I mean, won't that just terrify the boardroom?
You would think so, but it's actually the exact opposite. It's a vital risk management tool.
Really? How does that work?
Well, if you pretend an unknown is a certainty, you own all the liability when things inevitably go wrong. Labeling it a gray area acknowledges the reality of the landscape.
Oh, I see. So you're managing their expectations.
Exactly. You are telling the board that this space lacks clear rules, which means it's the exact space where pioneers operate before the regulations can catch up.
Right. So you highlight the opportunity for true innovation instead of just focusing on the risk.
Precisely.
And navigating those unregulated gray areas often requires building technology that defies standard compromises.
It really does. Like, the notes bring up this hybrid motor, one that achieves both high torque and low energy consumption.
Which leads us to the phrase, the best of both worlds, blending mutually exclusive perks.
Right, which is just brilliant framing.
Yeah.
In engineering, high torque and low energy normally repel each other.
Yeah, you usually have to pick one.
Exactly. So by explicitly telling the client they're getting the best of both worlds, you're not just listing specs. You are declaring that you've eliminated their need to compromise.
You're shifting the entire paradigm of what they think is possible.
Yes, exactly.
But, testing a paradigm-shifting hybrid motor means managing an ongoing relationship with the client, like when those lab tests start tomorrow.
Right, and the note suggests asking them to keep you posted.
Which is essentially giving someone a low-pressure tether, right?
That is a great way to look at it. It's very much a relational dynamic. It's a great professional courtesy. And honestly, the ultimate phrase for managing expectations.
Because you aren't demanding a formal 10-page report by Friday.
No, not at all. You are just asking them to leave the door open so information flows naturally as things happen. It sets up a continuous loop of feedback without, micromanaging them.
Right. Okay, let's unpack this final phrase because it shifts us entirely from project management into market strategy.
Oh, big fish in a small pond.
Yes. The notes describe a company called TUF1. And instead of trying to compete in the vast, overcrowded ocean of general robotics, they chose to dominate the specialized robot joint market.
The logic there is all about controlling relative scale. It is a deliberate choice to maximize your influence.
Because when you're the big fish, you dictate the rules of that pond.
Exactly. You set the pricing, you set the standards. It's a strategy of intentional dominance rather than broad, diluted competition.
So ultimately, taking a step back, these 5 phrases aren't just vocabulary words.
No, they really aren't. They are tools of translation.
Right. You're taking raw engineering and translating it into risk, reward, and strategy. From summarizing a complex gears to navigating AI legalities to eventually dominating a specific market niche.
You're manipulating boardroom dynamics and projecting authority. It's the full life cycle of technical persuasion.
It really is. But we want to leave you with a final thought to chew on today.
Right, something to think about.
Yeah. If your current career strategy is deliberately positioning you as a big fish in a small pond, what is your contingency plan if that small pond suddenly merges with the ocean?